Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to on Algebra 2, Module 1, Chapter 1, and we're going up to Lesson 4. We're going to throw a little adding, subtracting polynomials in there for you, and it will mix in also with the multiplying and dividing that we've been doing so far this year. So, we're going to bounce around a little bit here. You should be in Lesson 4 in your packet, and go to Question 2. Here we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so this is what we've got. We've got a 5x squared and a minus 3x and a minus 7. And then look at this thing right here. That's a minus sign. So we are subtracting a different trinomial, x squared plus 2x minus 5. So let's go back to 9th grade. And remember, we do keep, change, change. So I keep the whole first one, change to addition, and change opposite sign. So that's minus, minus, and plus. All right. Once I do that, now if you remember, we used to do things like circles and that. There's a like term, 5x squared with the minus an x squared. Gives me 4x squared. So if you want to write them down, grouping them, that is fine. Triangle around the minus 3x. He has a buddy called a minus 2x. Combine those two, you get minus 5x. Excuse me, and I will do a box around minus 7 and combines with a plus 5. Well, a negative 7 plus 5 is a minus 2. Nice and easy. Polynomials, adding them or subtracting. Adding, you don't have to do anything. Subtracting, obviously, keep, change, change. All right? So you should be able to handle those. Obviously, we're going to throw some multiplication, division, and mix it up with this stuff, so we're going to get a little harder. But if you can handle this basic one, you're good to roll on now. All right, so now we're on to number 15 here. So you can see it's number 15, and I've got this polynomial plus this one. So once again, we're not multiplying. This time we are adding. So I don't even have to do keep, change, change on this one. It's even easier. All you got to do is add like terms and go and do it. So pause the video for a second. You do this one, and then come back while I go over it, okay? So pause your video. Okay, so let's see if you got it right then. Let's take a look here. All right, I'm going to start off with this. X cubes. Are there any other x cubes? Yes. There's a minus x cubes. So what's one of them? Minus one of them. 0. They're gone. They cancel. So we can just like almost cross them out. So I have nothing left out of the x cubes. I'll go to a triangle with the x squared. I got 2x squared. Do I have any others? No. So 2x squared is part of my answer. Notice I'm also starting at the biggest exponent going down. That's called descending order, if you remember from 9th grade. Okay. Then I have, let's see here, we'll do a circle, a minus 3x, and I have a minus x. So what's minus 3 and minus 1 more? Minus 4 of those x's. And finally, right here, we have a minus 1 and a plus 4. And that will give us, obviously, a plus 3. So there's our answer. Nice and easy. Adding's even easier than subtracting. All right, we're going to go jump 2 pages to number 17. So everybody get over to number 17, and let's take a look at that one. All right, so the last one for your notes here is going to be a lot more complicated. I've got a trinomial plus another trinomial, and I'm dividing it by a binomial. Obviously, before I do division, I need one thing up on top here. So I got to combine these two first. So the first step shouldn't be too hard. We will go and I will take x squared and I will add an x squared to it, and I get 2x squared. Okay. Then I will take a 5x and a 6x to get 11x. And finally then I got a 20, and that goes along with a minus 6. So 20 minus 6 is plus 14. And that whole thing is still over the bottom, x plus 2. Okay, so as we move on now, we have division. And basically, I've got a trinomial on top divided by the bottom. So you got two choices, reverse tabular or long division. At this point, I think why don't we go with long division. It really doesn't matter. It's your preference or my preference or whatever, so I'll do long division. And I will take the x plus 2 out in front. And we will divide it into that top, which was a 2x squared, and a plus 11x, and plus 14. So I sit there and tell myself, okay, what times x gives me 2x squared? Of course, that turns out to be, I need a 2, and I need another x, so that's 2x. If I take that 2x times the x, I get 2x squared. So these two are identical, exactly what we want. Don't forget to take this 2x also times the 2, and of course that gives us 4x. So 4x goes under the x. Put the line there. I told you always to subtract. Then we'll do keep, change, change. So we'll keep the first thing, change this to addition, and change this and this. Okay, now we can add. These two cancel. 11x and a minus 4x right here. These two right here give me 7x. And I'm going to bring down the 14. All right, so moving on. Now we take a look and we say, okay, what times x gives me 7x? And of course, that's a plus 7, a positive 7. So 7x times x is 7x, or 7 times x is 7x. 7 times the 2 is 14. The line, we're going to subtract it, so it's going to keep, change, change. Everybody cancels out. 0 is your remainder. So when all is said and done, our answer is this part on the top, the 2x plus 7. That's what it reduces the entire thing down to, and that's your answer. Okay, so come to class prepared tomorrow. You remember how to add and subtract now. We already know how to multiply and divide. And you're going to have any combinations, and we're going to work on that for a couple of days, make sure we're perfect at it, and then we will move on. All right, have a good evening. Talk to you later.